So is it over? Is that it? House lawmakers, they're divided over what they plan to do next after the Secret Service ended its investigation into that cocaine found at the White House with no suspect found or even identified despite a lot of scrutiny.
Knowing that there are no security measures in place to detect a substance like this or something more deadly is very concerning. This is a national security threat.
I've heard Republican members suggest that they should drug test everybody who is in the White House, and that would strike me as a massively disproportionate and overblown response that would violate people's civil liberties.
Interesting takes there. Let's bring in Bob Cusack, editor-in-chief of The Hill. Bob, I have so much to say. Let's start here. The Secret Service says that they weren't able to find fingerprints or DNA on the bag. Okay. But how could there be no adequate surveillance video near the Situation Room?
That's a very good question. I'm very surprised that this investigation wrapped up. As you know, Adrienne, some of these investigations, whether it's Hunter Biden or other issues, can take years. Now, I'm not saying this should have taken years, but this cocaine was found just earlier this month on July 2nd. So, what did they do exactly? Did they interview everybody? There's apparently around 500 people. Remember, this is not the public. You need a connection to get a White House tour. So these are maybe White House staff or it could be certainly a visitor of someone who knows White House staff.
But the visitor would be someone higher profile to be in those particular halls. Doesn't it just add to more skepticism and a lot of eye rolls from the American people who already have diminished trust in the FBI, the DOJ, now the Secret Service?
Well, there are legitimate questions here because, as Congresswoman Boebert said, this could have been some other substance. What if it was anthrax? And I think it's a legitimate inquiry, and we're going to see it, is House Republicans going to review the White House safety? Because when you go into the White House, and I've been in the White House, yes, you have to go through metal checks, but at the same time, if you have some type of powder, I don't think that can be detected. Maybe that will change.
Congressman Raskin, they're talking about how drug testing every employee would be a breach of privacy. But wouldn't somebody get fired for somebody like this? I mean, you bring in hard drugs into what should be America's most secure building?
Yeah, it's so perplexing. Very interesting story. Not going to go away. It's at least going to be talked about on the campaign trail as well, that, this White House doesn't have things under control. I would think the White House is going to change on its own its security practices after this. But this is, for someone to bring in, it's quite a brash move, cocaine, unless it was done by accident, which I find unusual. But this whole situation is unusual.
Yeah, it is. But you mentioned the campaign trail. Americans don't really have much patience or really long-term memory for things like this. I mean, they have bigger fish to fry in their own households, how inflation affects them. Of course, the immigration issue has had a lot of people thinking. Would Republicans be making a major mistake focusing on this during the campaign?
I do. I think this will be something that they kind of joke about. I think actually presidential candidates should be talking more about the economy. They're talking about a lot of side issues, but when you look at the polls, it's inflation and it's the economy, and candidates who focus on that are probably going to do better than they're doing right now.
Yeah, Bob Cusack, we are ready for some answers and we're ready for some solutions. Thanks so much for being with us here. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.